Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be reviewing Big City Greens Season 3 Episode 9B, and this is called Dirt Jar, and is an emotional episode, and it's pretty cool. I guess, spoilers for this episode. It's pretty cool that we actually get to see the Greens back in their old country home, and that's what this house is right here. This is where Bill, Cricket, and Tilly used to live, and I guess Nancy for a bit. I'm still kind of fuzzy around when did Bill and Nancy get their divorce, and what how many years ago did Nancy first go to jail when she freed those dairy cows? Because remember when she had her wallet, because she was searching for keys to activate her motorcycle, her wallet fell out. It was still baby pictures. How come you wouldn't have your? I mean, you could still have your baby pictures, and that's totally fine. Every kid's, but how come you won't have the current pictures also? So did she leave when they were babies? So I'm just trying to figure out, has she ever spent in this house? She might have. I mean, it's a big possibility, but besides all that, it's pretty cool. We get to see the Greens back in their old home, back in the country, and it's also pretty cool because remember, this was a season 1 episode. It was like a backstory episode where we saw the Greens, so Cricket, Bill, and Tilly come to Big City for the first time. And spoilers for that episode, season 1. Remember, their truck got stolen because Cricket wanted to go and explore. Because Cricket said, "I'm the best explorer ever, and I can find my way through Big City." And he realized that, traveling through Big City for the first time, or going to any place, and if you've never done it before, it's going to be very difficult. And Cricket kind of learned that, and he also learned that Big City is kind of dangerous, and he was thinking that, I'm kind of way over my head. But hey, we're Greens, we're tough, we persevere, and they found the way to the truck. It was at the dump and stuff. But go check out my review for that. So we saw them first arrive at Big City, but what about before them? We kind of got like inklings of them kind of going back to the country for like a day trip, and some backstory with Alice, but that was with her country home, not their country home. So it's nice that we actually get to finally see this. So it was like kind of like a piece missing. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. I guess without any further ado, let's get started with the review. Okay, we actually get Bill, Alice, and Gloria kind of I'm glad you're doing this, actually talking about the finances, because Bill says, since with Gloria's promoting, what was the episode called? I'm so sorry, excuse me. I'm trying to figure out, what was the episode title called? Dang it, I can't remember, but remember Gloria was thinking, I'm useless, because remember, Bill was said like the vegetable stand is broke, and sellouts. That was the episode of season 2. It's called Sellouts, and spoilers for that episode. But they had to come up with some way to sell vegetables and stuff like that. And Gloria basically at the end kind of came through for the family by saying, "Hey, I can help you guys promote your merchandise, so basically like your products, basically by making the food." Making them like look more alive with filters, and also putting them on their version of Snapchat and stuff like that, and like on the internet, and also making them wear uniforms. Not making them, but offering for them to wear uniforms is actually, and Bill's putting up the the is it revenue? I'm not sure if that's the right term, but the amount of profits for the vegetable stand ever since, thanks to Gloria's hard work, and also to their hard work, they're actually making a lot of money, which is pretty good. Our finances are looking really good, and that's pretty good. And also Gloria saying that Gloria plus Green Cafe is doing really well also, even though it's just a new business, doing really well. And since Alice says, since I own half of that business, or I'm not sure it's half or part of that business, some of that money goes to me and goes to our family, which Gloria's technically a part of the family, but the technicalities, like two different accounts. And Bill's like, oh, can't believe it, like, that we're actually doing well, because I kept on saying through the series, definitely through season 1 and the first half of season 2, where I was saying that the Green families, what's the word I've been basically saying? Oh yeah, like they basically been in poverty. They're really poor. They live in a small farmhouse. They were forced out of their home. We actually learned that they were forced out of their home and they had to move to big city and stuff like that. And they can't really afford new materials too often. And that keeps them being brought up. But now, thanks to Gloria, things are looking up. And it's pretty cool. I'm really glad they're doing good. And then Bill's like, everything's looking great for the Green family. And then Cricket's like, no. He's like, what's wrong, Cricket? He's like, everything couldn't get more wrong with the Green families. What are we talking about? Everything's going great. And Cricket says, my dirt jar's missing. And then Gloria and Alice are like, wait, what? And Bill's kind of thinking, like, what do you mean? I was like, Bill's kind of acting suspicious. They're like, okay, what's going on? And Cricket's like, would any of you guys mess with a country boy's dirt jar? Because that's basically like a country 101 no. Like, you do not mess with a country boy's dirt jar. And it comes below. Is that an actual thing? That if I'm not sure it's just a kid or a boy, but a kid from the country, when they make a dirt jar from the country, is it a no for like messing with it or hiding it? Is that like a thing? And it comes below, because I never heard that before. But Cricket's from the country, like, it's his roots, so I mean he would know what he's talking about. But again, this is a fiction show, so but it's also based from two brothers that are from the country, so they should. Why would they put a lie in the show? But anyway, so and basically Bill's like, I'm gonna go do something with the plants. Said, okay, Dad, like whatever, and good luck. And it's like, oh, and I was gonna show Remy, and Remy's like, yeah, I'm disappointed. Okay, Remy, calm down, we'll find it. And and Crazy. The grandma, Gloria, would you do anything to my dirt jar? They're like, no, just immediately. He's like, okay. And we basically have different plot points. Gloria isn't really part of a plot point, which is fine. Like, she's just only in like a couple of scenes. That's just totally fine. But we have a also forgot to mention the first half. I made a review earlier today. Not too early. It was like an hour ago or something. Like an hour and a half. And that was a Remy-centric episode. And this half of the episode, I would say, is definitely a Cricket episode. Yeah, because we have Cricket as the A plot. Well, Cricket's the main focus, but we have Cricket, Remy, and Tilly. And the B plot, we have Bill as the main focus, along with Alice. Yeah. Gloria could have joined Bill and Alice, but I think she was working with the finances just to double check everything. Yeah, I think that's what she was doing. Because the next time we actually saw her, she was like kind of like taking a break. But anyway, so we have the A plot where we have Cricket, Tilly, and Remy, and they're kind of going through stuff. It's like, oh, man. How was supposed to find the dirt jar? And then he's all sad. And Remy's like, I've never seen you like this before, Cricket. And he's like, that dirt jar must be really important. And he's like, yeah, like, it's why it's important. And it's like, oh, it's been a long story. And we basically have the flashbacks of like it was back when we were in the country, and we have Cricket and Tilly kind of playing around. And Bill's like, Cricket, Tilly, come inside. It's like, oh yeah, what is it, Dad? I have some exciting news. We're moving. And I like how Cricket and Tilly have different views of moving, kind of like as a good thing. Well, it should be in a way, but And Cricket's like, I knew Dad was gonna buy that lake house that was up for sale. And Bill's like, oh no. And Tilly's like, no, we're gonna go to the haunted mansion. And Bill's like, no, oh, it was a haunted house. Like, we are not moving to a haunted house. Cricket, Tilly, we are now moving to big city. They're like, no, and they run upstairs. And Bill's like, sounds like they're gonna think on it. Like, no, Bill, go talk to your children. So I was kind of like, he didn't have to say it. He did not have to say that. Anyway, like a simple like, oh boy, like would have been fine. Like not sounds like they'll think about it. Like no, they're not. But basically, we have Cricket and Tilly kind of saying like, oh, man, I don't want to move to the country. I just love Tilly, flashback Tilly, where she's like, I'm in the what was it, the 6 stages of denial. Sorry, no, 6 stages of grief. I'm now in denial. I'm not moving back to the country. And Chris, you're just gonna do that? He's like, yep. And then like Cricket's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna come up with a plan. And he's like, okay. And you'll just good luck with that. Because Tilly does get involved with the plan, but Cricket's like, oh look, you're here. So this is pretty funny. But we and I kind of like we have go back and forth. So we basically have Cricket's gonna come up with the plan for Bill to change his mind about moving, basically. And of where we saw Cricket, Tilly, and Remy sitting on that couch, the couch is kind of flipped over because they're still continuing to search for the dirt jar. And then Remy's like, wow, I'm kind of invested. What happens next? What happens next? And we have Tilly, did you find a dirt jar? I'm like, no dirt jar, but I have found a bunch of dust and cat hair. I made a sweater. And she's like, achoo. Oh, man. And, let's see. What happens next? Over, so they're kind of talking, and we get to the B plot where Bill's looking through the garbage, and then I was like, Billy boy, why are you going through the trash? Oh, don't tell Cricket, but I think I may have thrown out his dirt jar. And I was like, oh, that's a big no, Bill. Like, I know, Ma, I know. Oh man, please be here. He's like, yes, it's still here. And then when Bill's kind of holding it too tight and it's a very old jar, it cracks and the dust is away, blows away. He's like, no. And then we get to Cricket's like, as I was saying, oh no, Remy's like, oh wait, well, was that your dad? And he's like, he's like, oh yeah. And speaking of him, this is where we get to the next part of the story, but I accidentally kind of skipped a previous part. Basically, we have Cricket kind of causing mayhem in the kitchen. I don't like how he started a fire. I know he said like, oh, the city people pollute. And they're reckless, and he's on a bicycle, and he has a honky horn, and this is what city people are like in the morning. And he's not completely wrong. I'm against him starting a fire. Just like with Alice in the Barracuda episode, spoilers for that episode, in season 1. Alice, it was Alice, right? Or was it Bill? No, it was Alice, right? Yeah, it was Alice. And she was like frying up Barracuda, like the talking fish. It was like it was a thing, and basically she like left like the stove like unattended. So I was like, no, that's a no. And Cricket did also. So like, why? I know Cricket was trying to make a point, but still, no. And this is where I was saying that Tilly kind of comes in, and she's like, I'm in the 2nd stage of grief. I'm in anger. And Cricket's like, and Cricket's like, okay, sure. All right. Like, yeah, more disruptive, the better. And then Bill's like, no. Oh, but Cricket's like, this is what city people like, Dad. This is what we're going to have to deal with every day. And Cricket isn't completely wrong because they have dealt with a fair share of enemies and obstacles and stuff and like dangerous situations. So Cricket isn't 100% wrong, but Cricket, if he never came here, he would never have made a connection with Gloria and soon become like his older sister, like a second older sister. Um, I'm kind of wondering, would Nancy be the same grown person if she'd not moved to big city with the rest of the Green family? I don't think Nancy would have a better relationship with Alice. I don't think she would have a better relationship with Bill. I don't. I don't think. Because Gloria sees Nancy as a second mom, so um, obviously Gloria won't have that relationship with Nancy. Gloria wouldn't have the relationship with Bill. So also, Crick has a girlfriend now. He has Gabriella now, and also Tilly with her friendship with Andromeda. Also, their friendship with Kiki, Benny, and Weezy. There's kind of like that friend group that's kind of like side characters. Kiki's a little bit more above than Benny and Weezy, but it's only by kind of like a couple of notches. Only by a couple of notches. Because we kind of had an episode with her, not as a main focus, it was a Remy episode, but she was away from Benny and Weezy when she was doing that Dungeons and Dragons, the Mages and Mazes episode. That was in season 2. But yeah, so they're causing mayhem until he's in the second stage of grief, anger. I'm not sure that's the actual second stage, but that's what Tilly's saying. Um. What happens next? What happens next? Excuse me. Okay, come on. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. What happens next? All right. So we oh, this is where the part where Remy's like, "Oh, was that your dad?" And said like, "Yeah," and that comes the next part of the story, and we get to Bill is he talking to himself. Okay, Bill, this is your one shot to sell them on Big City. He's like he's doing like a self presentation, like he made himself. It's like, whoa. So what do you think about going to the country? There's skyscrapers and there's elevators and this stuff that Cricket's never like done before. Like ride an elevator. It kind of comes back, and he's like, oh hey, you know how we only get to see Grandma like only like a few weeks, now we get to visit her every day because we're moving with her. Isn't that great? And even Cricket said, I can't believe you would put something positive on this negative turn of events. So Bill's trying to like say like, oh, Big City's gonna be great, and then Cricket's basically saying like almost to the point of kind of starting to cry, where well, Tilly, it was kind of like, oh, Tilly, what do you think? It's like, oh, I'm in the bargaining stage of my grief, and look at all these bargains I found, like of these coupons of like, oh, here's a couple of places that are kind of on sale. It's not in their price range, and they're already kind of deciding to go live with Alice, but here's some houses and here's some food and here's some coupons for restaurants and stuff like that. Look at all these bargains. That was a pretty cool idea of bringing in the bargaining stage. I liked it. And we have Cricket's like, Cricket even said, is this the thing about playing the mud? And it was like a place that he shouldn't. He's like, I was gonna get around to apologizing, and we basically have kind of Tilly kind of crying too because they don't want to leave their country home. They don't. And then Bill's kind of saying, hey, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. And he's like, well, what do you mean? Like, you've been honest? Like, no, they didn't really say that, but like they're kind of like thinking, like, Dad, like, what do you mean? Like, you're just telling us we're moving to big city, but that's not the whole story. We're being forced out of our home. I tried my best, but it's not looking good. And we're being evicted out of our house. Like we have to move out of the country. We don't have a choice in this. And Cricket and Tilly kind of have like a better understanding of what's going on, and they're kind of like, well, I mean, if we have to move, then we have to move. Like, this is nothing they can do, which kind of parallels to what happens in spoilers for Chipocalypse Now. That's the name of the episode. That was season 2, the big episode, where they actually stayed in a home. Like, where they thought they couldn't do anything, but they actually did something. It's pretty cool. And they're kind of thinking about it, and then Tilly's on the next stage of grief, and he's like, I'm in depression, and you even see like the darkness under her eyes and stuff, and I wish Bill was kind of a little bit more concerned of how Tilly is just going through different stages. People go through different stages in different like times. Some stages are longer than others, but that was kind of pretty quick. I wish Bill was kind of. They said, like, oh, okay, Tilly, like, Cricket, how are you feeling about this? I'm glad he is asking about Cricket, how he's feeling, but I just wish he was kind of paying attention a little bit more to Tilly, just because she said, like, I'm in stages of grief. Just kind of pay this a little bit more attention. I know he's kind of holding her, but just a little bit more. I don't know. I felt kind of. Don't you think you should kind of talk to her? I don't know. I think I would. Unless she purposely said, like, I don't want to talk about it. Because I don't want to press on too much, but I also don't want to feel like I won't be there for her. Also, I'm kind of acting like if I'm her dad or something. But anyway, and we have Cricket saying like, "Oh, maybe this can be like a new adventure. It can't be all that bad." And like you said, like riding the elevator, that could be fun. And hey, maybe I can meet a cool new friend, a best friend actually, and and Remy's like, oh, I'm the best friend. He's like, yep, Remy, yep. That's where you come into the story. Yeah, sort of. And then we get back to the B plot where Bill is like trying to find like the right amount of red dirt from the country, and then Alice is holding like a bowl of pickles. He's like, I can't believe you had to use a pickle jar. We have thousands of jars, and you had to use the pickle jar. Now I have to eat all these pickles, and she's eating it in front of Bill. He's like, you had to do that right here. Yep, I had to eat all these pickles now. and like it's like the dirt's not just red. It's not red enough. He's like, you want red dirt? Okay, follow me. She gets paprika, and she's like, here you go. Paprika makes everything red, and it's like, oh, this is perfect, Ma. And we have Cricket, Tilly, and Remy in Gloria's room, and this is where she was taking a break from the fan. This is like, get out of my room. Yep, there's no dirt jar in here. Get out. And she grabs him and pushes him out. Is it what happens next to this story? And that's where we get to hear. And yeah, I was talking for a long time. Alright, we're finally at this part where when I first saw this, I was kind of thinking, this isn't Bill's truck. And he's like, oh, okay, like, take care of the animals until we get to Grandma's place. And the truck drives off. And he's like, oh, it's a different truck. Okay. Excuse me. And we have Cricket kind of moving. And hey, look, we get to see a little bit of the inside of the house. And hey, Cricket, how you holding up? And you can even see the line under his eyes. He's not doing well. And he's like, hey, this can be like a new adventure, right? Just like I said. And Bill's like, attaboy. And we have Tilly. He's like, hey, watch it, bucko. And he's like, hey, it's me, it's Tilly. I'm in the next stage. I'm in acceptance. So kiss the country goodbye. We're moving. And it kind of hurts Cricket even a little bit more. Look at Tilly in the front seat. And but Cricket's kind of thinking, oh, we're actually moving. And look at Bill's face. It's kind of like, hey, Cricket, come on. It's time to go. And Cricket's like, I can't go. And then Bill's like, wait, no, Cricket, don't leave. And then Tilly's like, oh, poor little slicker. He won't last a week. Oh, sorry. So that was pretty funny of Tilly. But if that were to be true, then we would get a different show. Because Cricket did last a week in the big city. But Bill's like, hey, Cricket, please. Like, you can't run away from this. And he even says, like, Cricket, why are you running? Look, I got him in mid-jumping. But it's like, I don't want to turn into City Cricket. It's like, what does that even mean? To go over to hey. And I like how Bill's like, hey, Cricket, come on. Stop running. Okay, we can be a little bit late to Grandma's. But please, son, talk to me. Well, this is happening whether we like it or not. Yeah, I want to play this right here.
I don't know who I am if I'm not here. If I leave, who am I?
Oh, that was emotional. Where I just wanted to get like the view where you see the ladybugs and the birds and the movement of the corn. So and even Bill, like move like putting his fingers in the dirt. And Cricket saying that I don't want to turn into City Cricket. What we said earlier, the country's a part of me. I don't want to lose that. And if I'm not here anymore, who am I? So Cricket's kind of going through like a little bit of identity crisis because everything's kind of happening a little too fast for him. And Bill's like, I know what you mean, son. The country's a part of me too. But he says that like, the country will always be a part of you because it's in your roots. Exactly. I'm sorry, this shot right here. We all know, like, if you've been on my channel for a long time, throughout season 1, 2, and even including 3, Bill and Cricket get on each other's throats. They are at odds, new generation, older generation. They're at odds because Cricket is very mischievous and Bill's very law and order. And they are big contrasts with each other, but at the end of the day, one thing that they definitely agree on is family, and how they always rely on each other, and how they always love each other, and how they always care for each other. This father and son moment of Bill, because we've seen a flashback of Bill. If you watched my review on season 2, there was a flashback of Bill, which I thought was really good. It was part of the mid-season finale, actually, or quarter season finale. I forget, but because it was like 30 episodes, not like 20. But like this season right here. But we saw Bill how he's connected with the country, and he's like, I know what you mean, but no matter where you go, you can always take a bit of country with you because the country will always be in your roots. I love that. I love that so much, and this is where he gets the dirt jar. And we have Remy's he's crying. He's like, oh, he gave the dirt jar to you, so beautiful. And Cricket's like, yeah, I know, Remy. And Bill's like, hey, Cricket. And he's like, what is it, Dad? He's like, oh, you found the dirt jar. And look at Bill's face. He's like, oh, I can't believe I'm lying to him. Because he knows how important this is to him. Just what we saw in the flashback. He's like, Dad, thank you. He's like, yeah, no problem. I'm going to get a whiff of that country air. He's like, Cricket, don't. And he smells it. And then, poof. Take a look at this. I love the detail of the broken glass and like the dirt jar, the dirt itself. I love that. Because you see next shot, the glass is not as detailed, so I really love this. He's like, that is not my dirt jar. Dad, what's going on? And he's like, I'm so sorry, son, but I was doing some spring cleaning, what was it, a couple weeks ago? And I accidentally threw out your dirt jar and it broke. And this, look, it has like a little bit of detail, but it's not as detailed as like the up close one. But I like how Cricket was trying to put a positive spin on it. He's like, hey, just like you said, the country will always be a part of me, right? I don't need a jar to, tell me that. And Bill's kind of, hey, how would you like to go on a road trip with me, huh? And Cricket has this look of, hey, I know where we're going. Pretty cool. And I love how they look, the thumbs up. I love it. And hey, look, Tilly, Gloria, Remy, and Alice are kind of waving goodbye for like a day trip between a father and son. Like I like it. And they're in the clutch and now leaving big city, and you've seen the city. You're seeing these what would you call these developments basically, like those are like apartments and mansions and stuff, like Remy's mansion, but these are just regular houses. And this is where we get to the country with the farmhouses and stuff like that, and they're kind of eating something pretty cool. And hey, look, welcome to Smalton. I like the design, and especially with the curves of the letters, and I like this right here. I like the corn, pretty cool. So they used to live in Smalton. Oh, so now we actually get the name, because we knew they lived in the country. Is it just called the country, or because we know the big city used to be called Big Country, but what about this place? It's called Smalton. I like it how we finally got a name for the place, and I love this flower right here. Pretty cool. And he say, "Hey, son, wake up." I love the reflection of the house, and then Cricket said, "Oh my goodness, our country house." Hey, that dirt jar isn't gonna fill by itself, is it? And I like how Bill's looking at my son's happy. I love that. And then Bill kind of looks at something. He said, "Hey, Cricket." He said, "Yeah," and he's filling up the dirt jar. He said, "What is it?" And Cricket said, and Bill's like, I just had the craziest idea. It's for sale. Their old house is for sale. I'm not sure that means that other families lived in here and then just decided to sell it, and then now it's just for sale, just currently right now, or was it never bought? But it looks like a nice house. I'm not sure why it wouldn't be bought. So, I guess maybe just no one lives in country houses, I guess, anymore. But yeah, that's the end of the episode, and 85%. Great episode, just like the first half of Rembo, that Remy episode. This was a Cricket episode. Both great. 85%. B plus both of them. So overall, B plus. 85%. It was great. So, yeah, in the comments below, what do you think? Are they gonna buy the house? Are they just gonna rent it? Are they gonna interchange between this house and Grandma's house? So, what about Gloria? Does she still live with Alice? Is she ever gonna move out, or is she just staying permanently in the Green family house, and not this one, the Alice's farmhouse? But I kind of like how she's living with them, but is that gonna be permanent, or what's gonna happen with that? And if Cricket does move here, I know it takes like a day trip for anyone to come here, but like you have to like plan out the day, and if you do this, well, what's gonna affect the relationship between Remy and Gabriella and stuff like that, and Tilly with Andromeda? If they do, this is what I want. If they do end up moving here, Bill, Tilly, Cricket, and Nancy, because Nancy will probably want to stay close to her kids, and she has a mobile home, so she could just take care. And so if they do happen to leave, I do want to see like goodbyes. Like I want to see a goodbye between Tilly and Andromeda. I want to see goodbyes between Cricket, or between Cricket, Remy, and Gabriella. I also want to see goodbye between Tilly and Remy. Because remember, they had like an acting arc together. It wasn't just always Cricket and Remy. It was also Tilly and Remy. So I definitely want to see Tilly say goodbye to Remy. Cricket doesn't have like I guess I would like to see Tilly, not Tilly, Cricket say goodbye to Andromeda also because he hung out with her a couple of times, like But if it doesn't happen, like then that's fine too. But I definitely want to see Tilly say goodbye to Andromeda. Also have Kiki, Benny, Weasley. They're part of the friend group. They should say goodbye again. Cricket saying goodbye to Gabriella. Also, Cricket and Tilly saying goodbye to Gloria, and also say goodbye to Alice. That needs to happen definitely. I guess Nancy saying goodbye to what was her name? Skids, like that motorcycle lady. The what was the biker gang called? The Stingers. Remember? Um, I wouldn't mind the Stingers if Skids would come by and say goodbye to Nancy. They're on better terms, but I don't think she'd be the type of person to like come to one of those. So I'll be fine if she doesn't come, but that'll be pretty sweet if she would come to say goodbye to like an old friend. Oh, Community Suit. That's another one to say goodbye to. And yeah, and, but here's the thing also, it's called Big City Greens for a reason. So, oh wait, I was gonna think for a second. Maybe the second half of season 3 it would be them adjusting to the country because they've been away for a long time. It wouldn't be, it wouldn't make sense for them to come back here and say, oh yeah, everything's great because you've been away for a long time. Because how I've been saying in the for the first half of season 3, how Cricket's really grown and how he's comfortable in the community center. He knows the place and he actually became like a mentor. And so like when you grow so much in the city, you kind of not fully detach to like the place you used to be in, but things start to slip away just a bit. So I would like for them to readjust. So I was thinking maybe the second half of season 3 can be, if they do decide to buy the house, will be them readjusting, and then like they have the season finale of like who knows what, I don't know, but like then it'll be over it. Then we can have the Big City Greens movie, whatever that's about. But I know there's gonna be a season 4 and possible season 5. So do they move back to the big city? But do I want to see that? Then moving to the country and then them moving back to big city? I'm not sure if I want that or not. But it's called Big City Greens, so I don't know. I have faith in the crew that they're gonna do this right. I have faith. But I'm just like a little bit concerned. Like, are they move here to move back to the big city? Like, how's that gonna work? But who knows? Maybe they might surprise me. Who knows? But yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to check out my mini reviews and my community posts. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the mid-season finale of Big City Greens Season 3, which is also episode 10, and it's called The Move. But the question is, will that move be permanent? Will that move be stopped? Will there be a lot of tears? Will I cry? Maybe. I wasn't really expecting it, but I did get like a little bit teary-eyed of it was a season 2 episode where Alice was talking about Bill's father and how they were both like adventurers and stuff like that. They fought the chupacabra, and how she was talking about how he was my swashbuckling hero, and how he proposed to her. Spoilers for the episode. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting, but he proposed to her, his Bill's father's mother's pearls, because he couldn't afford a ring. I'm not gonna lie, if you watch my review, I'm pretty sure I got teary-eyed. So this move, will I get teary-eyed? Maybe, but yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the mid-season finale. See you tomorrow for that. Okay. Bye.